So, Neo Super Spyro managed to blow up the moon using baseballs. What other section of the dream world will be destroyed irreparably by one of our heroes? Actually, I'm going to be pulling out one of my first stringers that I've been holding on to. It was a pretty good idea. He used the hero number 2 face, he used armor number 1, and a melody weapon. It happens to be Enkilakasha. So I was holding onto this guy for a while, mainly because he'd be very effective at one particular stage. And that pretty much applies to all the first stringers I've been holding on to. Because of the weird voting that was going on, we actually ended up with a three-way tie for a little bit. But enough of that. Look at this guy. It's the Armored Bard, Enkilakasha. Actually, I could have gone with the name Wolf too, but nah, his name is Enki. And he's going to be going to Trump Castle. There was a three-way vote between Milk Sea, Icefire Mountain, and Trump Castle for a while, but then, to break the whole 666 thing, a whole bunch of people started voting for Trump Castle. So, we're going to Trump Castle. This guy is, moderately effective at the Trump Castle boss. Mainly because he jumps pretty good, he has a decent amount of health, look at that, he has 4 full bars of health, and a melody weapon is not that terrible. It's actually quite effective, especially when you want to hit something that moves around, kind of randomly. Because the notes kind of wave back and forth, and actually start above you. So it's actually good as a point-blank weapon as well. And this is an extra long stage, so you can hope to get lots of melody upgrades, hopefully. And because he's a hero, he can spew a whole bunch of notes, and what's going on here? I'm so glad I can make that, but I'm not glad about where I am right now. Once again, we've stumbled into the realm of Aztec Einstein, and instead of Eclair platforms, he has summoned the UFO Skunks. And this is actually going to be quite annoying for me, because our character is not that particularly fast. He doesn't jump all that particularly high, it's decent enough. I know people that have made worse jumping characters and have tackled this stage, and they cause severe mental trauma. His name happens to rhyme with decreased slab. He had problems. He had many problems that we will not speak of here, because he's probably going through therapy over it yet. But yes, we are indeed sending skunks into space by jumping on them and hitting them with melody notes. We're singing them to their final rest in the atmosphere. All these poor little furry guys are going to asphyxiate, and I am not sorry about it. See you later. But that's not the end for us at the bottomless pits. We got these platforms, and we got the killer pandas back with the beach balls. It's like Aztec Einstein really wants to murder us. He appeared in a Neo Super Spyro version of this level, and now we're doing it yet again, heading to Trump Castle. Which, I don't really... This entire area is actually kind of stink. Leaving or going to Star Hill, every way but one particular way will get you murdered. Because you're either going to run across the star area, or you're going to run across an area with lots and lots of pits. And if you pick a guy that ain't mobile, you're in trouble. You're in lots of trouble. Luckily, I've practiced at this level, just to make sure it was doable with poor little Armored Bard here. Luckily, the gods are on our side. See, we already got another level up. Now we have level 2 notes, but I can't show them off just yet. I currently have max level notes. This is what they will look like at level 5. Until then, we have to settle with a little bit less. Luckily, these long levels are actually quite plentiful with the power-ups. Hearts, sometimes extra lives, more importantly, weapon power-ups, which that's why I'm breaking all of these eggs, in hopes of more weapon power. Because there's a lot more to this game than it lets on. I'll give it to that yet now. I know we still have 3 more friends to employ, but this game isn't as short as you would believe it to be. Not in the least. And we will see that once we defeat the last boss that we could access from this area. I need 4 more power-ups to get level 3. And I would like level 3. Preferably, I'd like level 4. Do not hold the directional button when you transfer to this screen. You will fall off and die. Oh hey, power-up. One time it was an extra life. So, that's actually a downgrade. Ah! The Skunks are after us again! You know what we did to their friends, their UFO friends, and they're not happy. Believe me, they're not happy. Look at this guy doing his best impression of Tails over here. That's what he gets, trying to impress Tails. He will not impress him dying to melody notes from an Armored Bard. Now it's time for the hardest normal boss of the game. I do not like this guy. And no, I'm not talking about the king. I'm talking about the Joker that trapped him in Trump Castle. Which, if I remember correctly with my British slang, Trump means fart. So we're fighting the boss of Fart Castle. I hope you enjoy what our day has gone. This is the most annoying part about this boss. It's gonna go through each of the suits. Well, not the suits, the numbers of the suits. And it'll be shooting spades at us the entire time. So we have to avoid 10 of these cars and or destroy them with our weapon power. Which is actually quite good for protecting us against spades. We sing at them. We'll show you the awesomeness of our voice. Actually, Enkilakasha is some kind of eldritch creature who only has a manifestation in the universe as an Armored Bard, and he will open one of his mouths, one of his 7 mouths, and end the world. The Joker will not be pleased. That and the Batman villain. I don't know why, I just said the Joker, and I instantly thought about the clown guy. Now we're gonna have to battle Jax. They just randomly roam around on the screen. Sometimes they go fast, sometimes they go slow. Same with the queens. It's like the programmers just gave up. I do not want to be there. When they're coming at you, do not stand still. Try to get out of the way. Emphasis on the word try, because the Joker is the worst at it. It's time to battle him. He loves to tackle you, and sometimes he cheats. If you see him start moving downward, that's when you should start moving. But sometimes he'll just stop what he's doing in midair and come at you, like that. I thought he was going elsewhere. This guy is troublesome. I did quite well. Yeah, that I don't like. I don't like when he does that. Oh no, this is terrible. I'm gonna have to go through all that again, but you're not gonna get to see it. I really should try and use a save state, because Joker is just terrible. I'll see you a little bit later. Alright, I made a save state. I hope I made a save state. I can't go to the pause screen right now, I'm fighting the Joker. Again. Let's see if we can't defeat him this time. Alright, you dirty cheating Joker, you are going to suffer the notes of my wrath. The notes of wrath. The notes of Enkilakasha the Wrath Bard. He is angry at you. He will sing the song of your anger. No, that's cheap. That is very cheap. I don't like that. It displeases me when you do things like that. I don't know why they disabled the pause function for bosses, but I destroyed him! Who would have thought a battle between 2 minstrels would be that intense? You know what this room kind of reminds me of? Super Mario Bros. 3. Doesn't this look like the throne room whenever you get one of those magic wands? Except, it's more card-based. And, that guy ain't stabbing himself in the head like one of the playing cards does. Who is that? Heart? Oh well, he said something about Princess Aurora. We don't really care. Dream Wizard, take us away from this terrible place. It's ridden with skunks and UFOs and Aztec Albert Einstein. Ugh. Now it's time for yet another ally. I really don't want to go with another one of my first stringers just yet, because he's more capable at being our last friend. And there's another guy that just might make it in because he's very, very good against the Milk Sea boss. But what I'm looking for is a friend we really haven't picked much of, like, well, one of the first stringers has a ninja head, but we haven't seen many good suggestions for robots, aliens, fighters, or ghosts. I probably won't take any question mark heads because they're just too weak. And heads are almost everything when you want power-ups. So we're gonna need one of those heads. We could use a jet, a buggy, or a tank body for one of the friends that are not selected already. And, what's good for weapons yet? I have a good suggestion for Parasol, and I don't think anybody's gonna beat that. I have a good suggestion for Pencil, and I don't think anybody's gonna beat that. So, what I would like to see is a really good Shuriken or a really good Flower. Preferably Shuriken, because Flower is kind of like Crystal, except it explodes. You can still only shoot one while it's on the screen now, so I would really like the most powerful weapon in the game. So, you know, a buggy Shuriken body wouldn't be too bad. I know it's a little limiting this time, but I want to pick people that are good against the bosses and beyond, because this game could get pretty hard, as you can tell. So, I'll leave it to you. Preferably Jet, Buggy or Tank, preferably Ninja, Robot, Alien, Fighter, or Ghost. Well, no, Robot, Alien, Fighter, or Ghost. And preferably a Shuriken user. Send in your suggestions now. And also, it's time to vote for the next areas. The next areas will be either the Icefire Mountain or the Milk Sea. Make sure you vote on the straw poll. Please don't let us end up with another tie that might be an auspicious number, like... Well, it wouldn't be a tie, but please don't end it at, like, 42. That would just be ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Either Icefire Mountain or Milk Sea, please. I'll see you next time. Good night.